And you've heard the stats in New York City. Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on? Well, it's alarming, but it's not surprising that people of color have a greater burden of chronic health conditions. African Americans and Native Americans, develop high blood pressure at much younger ages. It's less likely to be under control and does greater harm to their organs. Puerto Ricans have higher rates of asthma, and black boys are 3 times as likely to die of asthma as their white counterparts. As a matter of fact, I've been carrying around an inhaler in my pocket for 40 years out of fear of having a fatal asthma attack. And I hope that showing you this inhaler shows little kids with asthma all across the country that they can grow up to be Surgeon General one day. The chronic burden of medical ills is likely to make people of color, especially, less resilient to the ravages of COVID-19, and is possibly, in fact likely, that the burden of social ills is also contributing. But let me be crystal clear. We do not think people of color are biologically or genetically predisposed to get COVID-19. There is nothing inherently wrong with you, but they are socially predisposed to coronavirus exposure and to have a higher incidence of the very diseases that put you at risk for severe complications of coronavirus. Stay at home if possible. If you must go out, maintain 6 feet of distance between you and everyone else, and wear a mask if you're going to be within 6 feet of others. Wash your hands more often than you ever dreamed possible. Avoid alcohol, tobacco, and drugs. And call your friends and family. Check in on your mother. She wants to hear from you right now. And speaking of mothers, we need you to do this, if not for yourself, then for your abuela. Do it for your granddaddy. Do it for your big mama. Do it for your pop-pop. We need you to understand, especially in communities of color, we need you to step up and help stop the spread so that we can protect those who are most vulnerable.
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Forgive me the spirit to this lesson. As you saw in the video, you got that Jake, or he might not be a Jake, who knows? But I'm going to say he's a Jake. You got him doing the same thing that Trump did, okay, and the other Edomite running down the diseases that we go through and underlining issues in the black community, all right? Now, that guy that spoke after Trump in another video, if y'all haven't seen it, you can look it up on YouTube. You know, he says the minorities, but then he goes predominantly the African-American community, which we're not African. We already know that, all right? So they think they slick, man. Now they put this guy up to it, okay? Now he's pretty much naming all the tribes. If you look at it, he's literally, you know, he didn't name all the tribes, but pretty much. Okay, he went from black, okay, to natives, to Puerto Ricans. Okay, you might as well say Dominicans. You might as well say, you know, the whole tribe list, pretty much. Okay, and that's why I read Jeremiah 37. Let's read it again. At last, for that day is great, so there is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So the fact that they're making this virus centered around us, okay, telling us we need to step it up, okay, we need to fix it, all right, talking about they got the resources. Well, what resources you got that you gonna give us? Troops? Military? Think about that, man. If you're trying to center the disease, they call it disease now. If you're trying to center that on Jake, okay, and you saying Jake ain't doing his part, then guess what? You're going to have to bring in further measures to make sure other people don't get sick. Okay, so you can blame it on Jake. Okay, that's what it's looking like, man. All right, we at the end of this thing, man. It's obvious we at the end, okay, and it looks like, okay, 100% that they're getting ready to roll on Jake surrounding this COVID-19 virus, man. All right, and that's why I'm going to read this next. I'm going to go to Psalm chapter 2, starting at verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord, Yahweh Shai, and against his anointed, right, the elect man, saying, Let us break their bands asunder. Now that proves that they're having meetings about us, man. Okay? Us waking up, teaching this word, the gospel going throughout the earth. Okay? They're having meetings about us, man. This is serious business. Okay? Because we're on the right-hand side. But on the left-hand side, man, they got their insight on the left-hand side, man, and they know that we are a problem. Okay? Us speaking this gospel, man, is spiritual power by itself. And they know that, man. Okay? It speaks to their end. All right? So when it says, verse 3, let us break their bands asunder and cast away the cords from us, that means they're going to do what? They're going to devise mischief. Okay? Lies. Okay? And set Jake up, man, to come against Jake. That's why it's called Jacob's trouble. All right? That's why it's called that, man. Because they're going to target Jake. They're going to set something up to target Jake, and they coming strong, man. The devil coming out with great wrath, knowing he have a short time. Okay, that's what time we in. All right, let's read verse 4. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. Right, okay. In other words, he going to protect the elect. That's why when I read Jeremiah 37, at the end of the verse it said, but he shall be saved out of it, talking about Jake. Okay, but what part of Jake? The elect part of Jake. The 2/3 of Jake ain't going to make it, man. They're going to get swallowed up. Okay, so back at Psalms 2 verse 4, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. Right, man. When the enemy should come in like a flood, the Lord shall hold up a standard against him, man. Okay, to protect the elect of Jacob. Okay, but you 2/3, man, that don't believe in his truth, okay, y'all gonna get destroyed. Y'all gonna get ran over, all right, by Esau when he come, by that flood when he come. Okay, let's read verse 5. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasures. Right, man. Judgment, man. Babylon's sins have reached unto heaven. Okay, so they can come how they want, man, with all this mess. All right, the only people who's going to affect and destroy, okay, is the 2/3. The ones that don't believe in his truth. The ones of you that believe in this truth, man, you should be worried about none of this shit, man. You should be excited and happy, okay, that these things are coming to pass, man. All right? They literally making a disease about Jake. Total mischief and lies. All right? Let's go to Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity. And that's Esau, man. Not just Esau, these other heathens are doing it with him, with Esau being the head. And work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. Right, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Okay, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. It's in the power of their hands, man. Okay, so when they're having this council, like I read in Psalms 2 chapter, okay, back at verse 1, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Right, they coming together, man, the kings of the earth. Okay, they coming together, Esau being the head, to do what? To do mischief. Surrounding who? Jacob. Okay, surrounding the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Okay, the elect. Okay, but really all of Jake, man. They coming for all Jake. Okay, it's just that the elect is going to get out of it, man. They're going to receive the mercy and the protection, man. And you got to believe that. You got to have faith to believe that, those who believe. Okay, so they practice in their hands, man, because it's in their power, man. But who gave it to them? Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So he can take it out of their hand. He can give them power, and he can take it away, and he can block their power. Okay, because he is the most powerful. All right? Yahweh Shem Yahushua by Hashem Rakakudash, man, all day. Let's go to Psalm chapter 21, starting at verse 8. Thy hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Right, man. And they hate us, man. And they going to show they hate, man. They plotting behind the scene, showing they hate, man. Okay, they going to come boldly against Jake. All right? Verse 9. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Right, man, in his wrath. Just like it said in Psalms 2. Okay? Just like it said there, man. And verse 5. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them with his sore displeasures. Right, so when they come with this mischief, man, that they plotting and planning, man, the Lord got a surprise for them, man. Okay, that's what they don't get. Yahweh Shema Shai has a huge surprise for them. All right? Back at Psalm 21, I'm going to read verse 10 again and go on down. Actually, verse 9. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thy anger. Destruction, man. Talking about the missiles, okay? The fire beams from the chariots. Total destruction. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of man. Right, talking about Esau, man. Yeah, Esau will be exterminated, okay, at a point of time after serving slavery. Esau will get his ass kicked off the face of the earth completely, okay? Obadiah goes into that. Job 20 goes into that. Come on now. For those who trying to save Esau. Verse 11. For they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischievous device. Right. That's that vain thing, okay, that I read in Psalms 2. The heathen imagined a vain thing, okay, that mischievous device, which they are not able to perform. Right. So they're going to come try to cut the cords, okay, and destroy Jake, okay, and fight against the Lord, but it's not going to work, okay? They are not able to perform it, okay? In other words, while they are eating, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to cast straight wrath upon them, man, all right? Verse 12, therefore shalt thou make them turn their back, when thou shalt make ready thine arrows. You hear that? That's the missiles, okay? That's the war. Upon thy strings against the face of them. Be thou exalted, Yahweh, in thy own strength, so will we sing and praise thy power. Right, man, we about to see the power of the Lord, man. Big time, man. Okay, so you should be cheering for these things as they move forward and come forth with this mischief and these lies, okay? Trying to make Jake responsible for the disease so they can clamp down, okay? So they can come back and say, hey, you know, the blacks are not cooperating. Okay, they're going to get all us sick, so we got to do something so you can go in your hood, go in your neighborhoods, clamp down, make any excuse to come hard at Jake, man. And that's what Jacob's trouble is about, man. There's going to be multiple things that's going to have them come against Jake super hardcore, man. And Jake going to be dying left and right. But the elect, the ones who got faith in this truth, okay, the ones who chose to fear the Lord, you're going to be saved out of this, man. Okay, so with that, I hope you're edified. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to your Akamite that is doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.